Hi, boys and girls. How are you? I heard that you have been learning about the water cycle, and you should have learned a lot of information yesterday. So I just wanted to build on that information with you today. And as you know, in science, I love to put science in your hands, or I love for you to see science happen right in front of your face. Is the water cycle something that I can show you and you can see right now in front of your face happening in real life? And maybe a little bit, but not exactly. So in science, when we want to see how something works in real life, but maybe we can't, we make a model. So we're going to look at two models today, and we're going to talk about how each part of the model represents part of the real world in recreating a water cycle. So we're going to start with this model, and this model has a few different components that I'm going to show you. So we're going to start by I'm going to show you this. So it's 3D, and you've got mountains up here, you've got some like lakes that have formed, you've got some rivers flowing, and then this is going to be our ocean, okay? And then we have it propped up because these are mountains, so we want the mountains to be above sea level, which is down here. And then we have this part, which is going to create our atmosphere. So we'll put that right there. And then we have this part that's going to recreate our cloud. So we need to add some water for our ocean. So I just have some water here. We're going to add some water. There we go. So we have our ocean water. Put on our atmosphere. And then we can't just leave our cloud like this. We have to remember what we learned about the clouds in the sky. Remember, as we go up into the sky, the temperatures cool, and that's a big important part of the water cycle, is that we have ice, because that is going to lower our temperatures, and that is what changes the water vapor back into liquid and creates our clouds. So I'm going to put some ice in there and cover it so you remember this is our cloud, and it's going to be nice and cool. Okay, I'm going to turn my model around this way, and then we need the most important piece of the whole water cycle is going to be the sun. And it's not the light from the sun, it's the heat from the sun. So I have a heat lamp that I'm going to use. Actually, I understand. I put the lid on backwards. Let's do it this way. We are going to use a heat lamp to be our sun. So let me turn that on like that. All right, so we've got our ocean water down here that's going to be heated by the heat lamp, which is our sun. Okay, and then we have our cooler temperatures as we go up into the sky, and that will be our cloud. But we have to let this water cycle get started, so I will come back to you shortly and we will look at if we were able to recreate a water cycle. Okay, let's look at our next model. You can see I kind of already got it started. We have a stovetop which produces heat. So it represents the sun in the water cycle, okay? I have a pot with water. So this water represents the ocean, okay? And the sun is already heating the ocean, so you can see we already have some evaporation, okay? So the heat gets the molecules in the water moving and moving until they turn into water vapor. They turn into a gas, okay? And that's how you get water evaporation. Okay, so as the water goes higher in the sky, the temperature cools, right? And that's what causes condensation. So we have to add our cloud. We have to add our cool temperatures to the top. So I have a pan here, okay? And I'm going to add some ice, right? We have to have our cool temperatures, okay? And I just have a ring stand here, and I'm gonna use it to hold my pan above the water, okay? So you can see here, we have evaporation, and then it's going to reach our cool sky, okay, in the atmosphere. We're going to watch and see what happens. Okay, I wanted to give you a good close-up view of what is happening. So you can see under the pan, I see one right there. Oh, and there it fell. You can see one right there. And there it goes. So as this gas cools, it turns from a gas back into a liquid. That's condensation, okay? And then when it gets heavy, it falls. And so what you're seeing the drops fall, that is our precipitation. You can see it's getting really heavy around the edges. We're starting to see more precipitation. Precipitation can fall as rain or snow or sleet or hail. Okay, that is model number 2. All right, let's take a look at our model. You can see all the water droplets. I cleared a little opening. If you look at the cloud, you can kind of see some of those water droplets on the bottom. Okay, all the water droplets is the water vapor that has condensed and turned back into a liquid, and it's getting heavy, ready to fall. It'll fall onto the land, and runoff will take it back down to the ocean, where it will be heated again from the heat of the sun, and the whole cycle goes on and on and on. So that was our other model of the water cycle. I'm trying to, the windows are giving me a glare. There's a big drop getting ready to fall. Okay, there it is. Okay, boys and girls, that's the end of our water cycle models. But I just want you to know that these are just 2 of many different ways that you can model the water cycle. So feel free to get creative at home and see if you can come up with your own model. So remember, the most important parts, we need heat, a heat source to represent the sun, and then you also need a cooling source. In our 2 models, we used ice to, once that water vapor rises, to cool that water vapor to turn it from a gas back into a liquid, okay? So thank you so much for watching the videos on the water cycle models, and I'll see you later.